the rest of my polyamorous journey. So after my first post-marriage dating experience, I do have that TikTok already on here. It was just like a couple of TikToks ago. So, I mean, if you go down the page, you'll see it. The ones after that were pretty much very similar. Because at that time, my husband and I were dating as a unit, so we were dating the same person. So after that first dating experience, like I said, the experiences after that for at least a couple of times were very similar because we were still new. I was still new to, I guess, embracing my sexuality, and I was also new to non-monogamous dating or just non-monogamy in general. So a lot of the people that we were running into were kind of new as well, either being curious in their sexuality or curious with being basically being poly-curious. So a lot of it was the same kind of scenario or outcome with the same people because of that. I'm not going to put things all out on other people solely, or me or my husband solely. Honestly, I can only speak for myself because although my husband and I have dated as a unit and will sometimes be open to dating as a unit, I can only speak for me when it comes to this experience. I will say we were still figuring out our dynamic and how we wanted things to be, both individually and as a unit. Now, those experiences did teach me to create boundaries. Now, at a certain point, those boundaries included, but not limited to, being someone's experiment. So now I no longer date people who are trying to figure out their sexuality. Either you are or you aren't. I mean, but in terms of how you label it, that's on you. You can label yourself as bi, queer, however you label it. I'm no longer dating someone who is curious, trying to figure it out. Like I said, either also not dating people who have no knowledge or no even small experience of non-monogamy. These two were the biggest for me because, one, I'm not trying to replace my husband, so there's no need to be in a competition. And I'm also not a placeholder until you find out you want to be monogamous again. Now, that second one has happened even with people who claim to be non-monogamous, but shit happens. But I am inclined to believe that maybe it's less likely if I'm not dating someone trying non-monogamy. But yeah, now that I have the self-awareness of the part that I played in, I'm able to voice my own intentions when meeting someone, and I'm also able to notice and recognize when someone and I are not compatible.